armies and the secret police, the leaders of the Kremlin are using every means at the disposal of a modern dictatorship in their effort to warp and mold the 70 million people in these countries into instruments of their power.
Since the fall of the Soviet Union, there have been few former communist bloc countries that have managed to shake off their communist past, quite as well as Poland seemingly has. I'm in my favorite city in Poland. I'm in Krakow, and here in the city center, you can't quite find anything even remotely Soviet. However, stepping away from the city center, there are still remnants of the difficult times during communism around. So I'm gonna jump on a tram now and we'll head to the edge of Krakow and see how life is progressing in a Soviet monstrosity Nowa Huta. Join me. Well, friends, Nowa Huta means new steel mill, and it's a massive industrial neighborhood built under Josef Stalin on the outskirts of the city. Turns out this place has quite a reputation and was previously considered dangerous to visit. I don't think it's really dangerous these days in the afternoon in particular, but still. Let's do a quick check-in with some locals and see what they think, because safety first. Czy jest jakaś dzielnica w Krakowie, której turyści powinni unikać niebezpieczna?
Panią, chodzi o porę doby. Doba to jest 24 godziny.
Tak.
Nie dzień, tylko
Dzień.
doba. Doba. Bo dzień to jest w ciągu dnia 12 godzin jakieś. A jest doba. Proszę do Huty nie jechać. Nowa Huta.
Nowa Huta.
Proszę na Kozłówek nie jechać. I proszę unikać Kazimierza.
Kazimierz
Na Kazimierza.
niebezpieczny.
Вот.
Dobrze.
Bardzo dobrze.
Bardzo dobrze.
A tu ja wlał wodkę.
A, wodka.
Od laska nie mój, czekam na 20. To jest trochę wodki, bo tyle wodki.
Wodka, policja.
To ja kocham policję.
Nема policji.
To ja super policja.
The Polish gentleman warned us against Nowa Huta's nighttime adventures, but it's only 2 p.m. and tram number 4 will take us straight there in 20 minutes, so we have plenty of time to explore the place and stay safe. He also told me that morning vodka shots boost his energy. Welcome to Poland.
Alright guys, we have made it to infamous Nowa Huta. First glance, it's actually very nice. It looks very spacious, very grand, very old school. You can see the Soviet style architecture has turned dark gray, and that is because of the pollution from the steelworks, which is a little bit scary. So I would like to go around, take in the sights and sounds, visit a nuclear bunker and grab a lunch at a Soviet style canteen. Let's do it.
Back in 1949, when Poland was under heavy Soviet influence, Nowa Huta was built as a utopian city to show off how socialism could benefit everyone. It was originally devised as an independent city to serve the massive steelworks factory, the Vladimir Lenin Steelworks. Beautiful minds, top engineers and architects endeavored to make Nowa Huta an example of technical innovation and high living standards for workers. Here, the socialist future of Poland was painted in a very idealistic sense.
The scale of this project was quite impressive. Can you imagine the size of a steelworks that required the creation of an entirely new city just to accommodate its workers? And it was really a city to itself that ultimately became part of Krakow. I'm standing in the square, formerly known as Lenin Square. And the huge statue of Lenin that once stood right here behind me is no longer here because Polish people didn't buy into the communist ideology. They really valued their cultural and religious freedoms, and in 1980, millions of Poles organized themselves into the solidarity movement, fighting for freedom and democracy under an authoritarian regime. After the fall of communism, all the Lenins all over the country were torn down as a symbolic act of liberation. Guys, I did my best to make this video educational, and now we need to hop on a tram again and make it to the steel mill. Guys, it looks like I am the only passenger on this tram. Nobody wanna make it to the steel mill. So this is the entrance to the steelworks, and this huge industrial complex is what fueled Nowa Huta's prosperity and made the local economy possible. I'm not sure if any parts of the mill are still operational. It is now a part of some private steel company, but there are two identical administrative buildings. You can see one of them behind me. They have names Building Z and Building S. Below them lies a tunnel and a preserved nuclear bunker. So let me give you a little tour of this place. To get inside, you need to sign up for a tour. I booked mine online and joined a small group. We are in Building Z. When the mill was in operation, Z served as the headquarters of the management board. I can tell the management had an expensive taste. It looks like a communist palace. Tens of thousands of workers were supervised from here, and they had no idea that this huge machine would collapse and leave them behind searching for better opportunities elsewhere. So you can feel the mood of the collapsed system walking around. This tunnel connects two buildings and leads to a bunker. In the 50s, during the height of Cold War paranoia, when people were scared of possible nuclear attacks or air raids, residents in Nowa Huta were given blast bunkers right under their block of flats. And at one point, there were around 400 bunkers for civilians. It's quite impressive to me coming from a Ukrainian perspective, as we don't have many of them for civilians. These bunkers served as a command center to coordinate things and manage different shelters around the steelworks. There are all sorts of old-school telephones, mics, radio sets, basically anything they could use to stay connected and coordinate during emergencies. Here you can see the filtration system. The air is pumped inside, passes through filters before being distributed within the bunker. If electricity failed, power can be generated manually using this fancy bike. I can see the sky! Guys, it's way better above the ground, to be honest. Sadly, we were fooled. It wasn't a real nuclear bunker. It was more fortified than regular civilian shelters, but it wouldn't protect us from a nuclear attack. Anyhow, I am so hungry, it's time to grab something to eat.
This Soviet-style canteen, known as milk bar, preserved its authentic Soviet vibe. Milk bars can be found in different parts of Poland, and I suspect they're still government-subsidized canteens serving traditional Polish food. So if you are on a budget and come to Poland, you can eat out at milk bars and your wallet will be very, very happy.
I feel like a real communist with the soup and my hot. Alright guys, I'm waiting for my tram. It's getting darker. I need to get out of here. Who knows, those hooligans might show off any minute now. So let me know, what do you think about this communist paradise? And of course, thanks for watching this video and bye for now.